Bottom Nation. I'm in a good mood today. Incredible guest. You guys know this about me by now. When I make a new friend on the pod or I have an exciting, surprising episode, those are my favorite. And today we had Tayla Parx, who is an incredibly accomplished singer-songwriter. She has written songs for some of the biggest in the biz. She wrote Thank You Next with Ariana Grande. I mean, she is huge, and she just put out her album. She's queer, so go check it out. Many Moons, Many Suns. You can go listen to it on Spotify. We had an amazing conversation. We covered a lot of ground. Philosophical, artistic stuff about songwriting and gender and queerness, but also staying friends with your ex and having a little bit of a bad shroom trip with a bunch of exes in the room. It's a great story. She's a great guest. I liked my story today too. It was fun. Yeah, this is a fun one. And please check out her stuff because so many queer people are behind the camera of so many things that we love, behind the music of so many things we love. It's harder to elevate someone in front of the camera. Let's do that with her. Let's go stream her album, Many Moons, Many Suns. Go check it out. Listener, this episode is brought to you by Green Chef. Some of you are going back to school. Some of you are starting new jobs. Maybe look into my favorite meal kit, Green Chef. Your schedule is about to change. Maybe things are a little crazy. Don't get stressed out. You'll find so many recipes from Green Chef that are ready in 25 minutes or less, and everything's delivered right to your door. And if you're trying to work in a little visit to the gym, for a limited time, new Green Chef subscribers will also receive 50 free credits to use at ClassPass, about a month's worth of membership. Go to greenchef.com/gayclass for 50% off your first box, plus 50 free credits with ClassPass. That's code GAYCLASS at greenchef.com/gayclass to get 50% off your first box, plus 50 free ClassPass credits. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Do you stay friends with your exes?
Unfortunately, for my current partner, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's very gay. It's giving very gay because on my 30th birthday, I had numerous exes in one room. One of them that I was in an open relationship with, one of them that I was engaged to. The one that I was in an open relationship with was just like tripping a little bit and kind of trying to talk to another little option that I had. And I was just like,
At your birthday party?
at my birthday party, I was like, girl. So I literally start off that song by being like, you ruined my fucking birthday.
So for the listener at home, Maddie just gently caressed donut off my face.
I thought it was donut, and then I was like, I think I might have just picked a tiny little scab.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's not bleeding, but you know when you get like a little like...
Yeah, go back in, Maddie.
I was like trying to be sweet, and then I was like...
baby.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was donut. It's not bleeding. Maybe
I
it was
had
donut.
croissant earlier today. Could it have been croissant?
It very well could have been.
Okay. Is there stuff in my teeth?
No, there's stuff in my teeth.
No.
As soon as I said that, I was like, don't answer that.
I like the shape of your teeth.
Really?
You
Thank
also
you.
have a lovely smile.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
It
very
was the first
much.
thing I noticed.
What?
Thank
Come
you.
on.
Yeah, when you came in, you have a lovely smile.
You don't need them, but would you ever get veneers? You actually really don't need them.
Excuse me?
Man, that whole idea is kind of scary. It's like you shaving my shit down, you gonna make it into
Yeah,
a little
I know,
I
you
feel
how
like
they
it would be
do
like
it?
an exposed nerve. It would hurt.
No,
I wasn't asking to offend you. I was asking because I feel like
I'm
every
offended because
person.
my teeth are one of my best qualities.
No, they're perfect, which is why I caveated
Thank you
it.
so much.
Yes.
But if God forbid something happened to the moneymakers, you know what I mean? Would you?
Yes, if something happened to the money if I had a problem, I would do it. But yeah, we have to introduce our guest because we have a big time guest today.
I am so excited.
This is big time.
I'm so excited.
Singer, songwriter, writer for Ariana Grande.
Boom, boom.
One of the biggest songs, probably will go down as one of the biggest songs of the decade.
Boom, boom.
That's
what I hear. That's what I hear.
Tayla Parx, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
You're doing a few podcasts right now.
Alex saw me. I was trying to hit the applause button on the
hit it,
soundboard,
hit it,
but
hit it,
I
hit
don't
it.
know where it is because all the stickers are curled up. That was applause for you. I'm sorry. I was late.
Applause. Okay. Yeah, I've been, just kind of in the album rollout.
Okay,
phase.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Are we promoting something specific to gay
but,
people?
Honestly, exactly. We're just trying to make sure that everybody knows that I am gay. I'm queer, and I want to make sure that people know.
You no way. Not you with the purple hair and the neon green sweater shirt.
Absolutely not. And my album is out right now, and it's called Many Moons, Many Suns, and you can stream it wherever you listen to music.
I listened to the whole thing. I fucking loved it.
Thank you. But I've been very excited. And then when I saw that we were gonna be on the show, I was like, okay, we about to get a little fun with it.
We got really lucky. We haven't. It's been like more comedian focused the past few months, I would say. But like one of the things I love about this podcast is the diversity of guests that we get from different like fields. And I don't think people realize between you, and there's more that I probably don't know about, but between you and Justin Tranter, it sounds like the top Billboard 100 is all songs written by queer people.
Man, we've been having a great time. And honestly, we didn't have enough of that before, and we still don't have enough of that. But I will say that some of the biggest songs, of our past however long, it's been written by queer people, which has been really, really exciting, and we should talk about that more.
No, I think so. And also like Renee Rapp and Chapel Roan, like it's the renaissance of like the gay renaissance happening in pop right now is like
Muna,
really crazy. Yeah.
Like so many incredible artists right now.
Yeah.
And in general, I think like queer people and leftists are like better at art. I'm like, what do you want to watch? Gutfeld? Like, let us make stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, of course, the people who are like, there are no rules are the ones making cool shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like that like makes sense.
Also, like, I wonder, what do you think about this? I wonder if there's like a window into relationship. I always feel like with my comedy, the classic like men and women are different. I only want
that classic Rodney Dangerfield bit you were apparently
men
quoting.
and women are different. I think gay people writing those jokes are better because we have a different lens on men and women.
Well, I also think you don't have the shorthand to rely on, so you have to really articulate your thoughts in an original way. You can't be like, because you know men, because you know women, because it's like, you can't be like, because you know tops, like, because the average audience member is like, I don't. So you have to actually like write about it in a way that I think you can get lazier if you're in the like hegemonic whatever default thing.
Yeah,
Hegemonic. I was wondering if you feel like that applies to songwriting at all, like the having a different perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely think it's somebody who's dated both men and women and just been like, okay, and this is what's going on this side of things. I had to come on back for a second though, because whatever it is. But I definitely do think it gives me a lot of perspective as to how many different ways you can love somebody.
Yeah.
And how many different ways relationship and companionship and femininity and masculinity and all of these things kind of play into our word choices, I think, when we write songs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super interesting. I don't know. I just think you're right. Queer artists are better.
That idea too of like writing from like a masculine or a feminine place is like very interesting. Is that like something you play with? Because I feel like that majorly applies to comedy too, but I don't want to like I could talk about comedy for like 5 hours, but like I'm like curious, is that like a big part of your process?
For sure. Well, for my own music, I always was always kind of like never using gender until I wanted to be very specific. Like, I want you to know that this is about a man, or I want you to know this is about a woman. It's a very specific choice that I make. Like, I wanted people to know that, hey, this person I was engaged to, like, it was a woman, and this is the thing. And I feel like that was it let a lot in on why I chose to write those songs. The other side of it, when I'm writing for like men or straight men, sometimes you're like, oh, well, this sounds too much like what a girl would say. You know what I'm saying? Or the way a girl would say. So you actually have to think about like, okay, is this given too simpy for like the way that men would communicate, like in that type of way, which is like weird to think about, but it is such a.
Do you think
sapphic
thing. Songs are simpy?
It's so many
straight. So because I'm masculine, but I am known on this podcast as a pretty big simp. I don't know. I don't know if I'm giving simp.
I don't know. I think you could. We'll see. Give me 20 minutes, and I'm gonna tell you if you're a simp.
I love the idea too of writing a song that's like, I love you and you're beautiful, and you're like, a man would never say this. It's just like a nice, sweet thing. It's like articulate and caring.
You know, you do that with men if you're like, if maybe they had a big scandal or something and they need to show a little heart. Then
Is that
a thing? Then you give them a little bit like, we need to make him more like relatable. We need to let people know like.
That's a thing that happens. An artist will come in and be like, this is what, God, I hate the
PR of it all.
Yeah, the PR
Yeah,
of
like
it all.
songwriters, we have to think about how is this going to be perceived. We have to think about like, because you don't want to also write the song that embarrasses somebody too in a bad way. It's like makes them look terrible. You'll never be back. You write a song that's like, this is what you thought they would say. It's definitely the writer's fault.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
you definitely have to be very careful about what you are putting out there for somebody else. You know.
Yeah.
And it's our jobs to say, like, either you need this from your fan base or your fan base needs this from you. And those songs need to reflect whatever human emotion that we're trying to tap into.
And you wrote Thank You Next with Ariana, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That is, talk about a branding song.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was a crazy moment for her. And everyone's like super focused on her. So I want the people at home to know she's like, this woman is an expert. Woman or person?
Yeah, woman, person, whatever.
Okay. What are your pronouns?
She.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is perfect because you're
Woman,
kind
person
of Pete,
also
you're
feels
kind of
like
Pete
what you would say.
Davidson.
I am kind of. Wait, what? Why would you say that?
You're like,
Because of your face and your dad's dead.
Oh, my dead father, of
Your
course.
father and then-
Sorry,
yeah.
my father is super dead.
okay.
I lost him when I was a kid here in New York. I thought it was a more specific reference than that. No, I would love to be lesbian Pete Davidson.
And you're like cleaning up. You know what I mean?
I'm not cleaning it up like.
Do you
Come
think
on.
you've done the gay equivalent of sleeping with Kim Kardashian?
ooh, this is good.
What would that even be?
Alex is shaking his head. No. Okay, Alex.
No. Like, what gay superstars has Ashley banged?
Fuck you,
You need
Alex.
to bang like.
I am the gay superstar.
Like you need to bang Ellen.
I need to bang
Oh
Ellen.
my god!
Ellen is not the Kim Kardashian of the what? We don't know who that is yet.
Exactly.
That's so
we gotta
funny.
get up this like.
Okay, wait, here's a topic. I don't think that lesbians have been elevated enough as, I don't think that we've gotten far enough to even have a Kim Kardashian attainable. Because Kim Kardashian, I'm actually like a Kardashian apologist, I'll say. They are very successful. I don't
No, come on.
Hold on.
I will fight
I don't know
you
where
on
you
this.
fall on
I know.
this.
I'm so sorry if I don't know if we can cut whatever that's crazy.
Can you let me finish my sentence, you Gen Z
though.
genderless piece of shit?
The sentence was I'm a Kim or a Kardashian apologist.
Here's what I think. They are extremely successful.
They are.
They have made a fuck ton of money.
They are.
Like they've had
Even
a
if
fuck
it
ton.
wasn't so
And that's
right
what every
with the
child-
morals.
Yes, this
That's
is
what
what
every
I'm saying.
child story is about.
I don't think
right?
it's
Making money. At the I've always said at the end of the day, it's about being successful and making money.
To some
Can you
people,
listen to me finish?
Okay.
They wield an enormous amount of influence. They're very successful. Do I think what they've done is net positive for society? No, I don't. I think it's bad for society. That being said, I don't think that society would even take the hottest lesbian seriously enough to be that evil and so successful.
Everything you've said applies to Vladimir Putin.
That's not
And
true.
I rest my case.
I don't want to fuck Vladimir Putin.
You
Yeah.
left that part out. And babe, have you seen him shirtless on the horse? Because that was very Jeff Adams of me.
I don't think it applies to Vladimir Putin.
He's very successful, even though he's a net worth society,
Would
and
he be-
we haven't seen a lesbian do it yet.
Yeah, you know what, actually? And
I
would
think
it
it
be
does.
possible for a lesbian to do it? No, I don't think so. So, yeah, I think maybe you're right.
Can I circle
I
back
bet
with
you
one?
didn't imagine this was what the podcast
Sorry,
was.
we're gonna
I
make-
love this conversation, and I agree with you. I'm just like, you know what? Even if we don't like respect necessarily how it got done, it's like, but you did that.
Yeah.
Now we might be killing a few brain cells by by participating in the show of it all.
Yeah.
But you know what? You gotta respect when somebody just does whatever they decide to do.
No, for
and
real.
then they make money doing it.
For real. Yeah.
Can I
go on.
can I circle back and ask one question about what we were talking about earlier with like the image of the like lyrics and stuff?
Maddie, just do
I'm
it.
just saying that's what
You
I'm doing.
have
Okay.
so much guilt. It's crazy.
Well, we can unpack that
Aw,
privately at a later
yes.
date.
Come on.
No, but is that like coming up through music, was there a point where you were like, I'm just gonna write whatever I want to write, or for whoever I want to write, and then you have to consider this like the PR, public facing, like what does this person need from their fan base? Like when you had to start to consider their public image as part of it, like how did that change how you write? Was that like a weird shift?
Well, I think that a lot of people don't realize just how much psychology is in songwriting. In order for you to even get the placement, you have to be thinking about all of these other things even before the person hears the song. You got to think, and then after you have an ideal artist in mind, it's like, okay, and then does this artist team have what it takes to get the song out to the right people? Is the artist gonna promote it? There's so many other layers that go behind the business of songwriting and being able to be a successful songwriter. And yeah, there's a lot of different roles that like goes into that. But yeah, you, in order to be like one of the best, the integrity of saying, hey, what I'm about to say or what this artist is going to release, and most people are going to think it's their lyrics and all these other things, has to be authentic to them.
Yeah.
I think that it's just very, very, very important to be mindful of, you know, that this person could get read for filth for lyrics that you're about to say.
I keep thinking about Blurred Lines.
Me too.
Like every time you say that, I'm like, how did that one get out? I mean, I know it was a little bit different at the time, but like,
yeah, thinking about the
Man.
times, that's also another huge thing. You have to think about like, hey, there are certain things that people say way back in the day that were totally fine that you just absolutely cannot say now because you are reflecting like where we are in society. You're reflecting all of these different things. So yeah, it matters. It matters. And then for me on the artist side, I don't care. Me on the artist side is just like,
I love that. I fucking love that. Because that's way more what comedy is. I think there's almost like a bravado to comedy that it's almost like, I don't like this, but there's a piece of comedy that's like, I'm going to say this even though I don't necessarily fully believe it because I'm making a statement to the audience that I don't give a fuck what you think.
I was just talking to someone about this the other day too, and they were saying that a big part of comedy is almost saying sometimes exactly the opposite of what you think because you're like making an extreme point, and the whole point is you're dialing up the contrast 110% to show how ridiculous something is or satirize it. And it's like,
it's
but that's
almost
hard.
like
It's
I've
easy to
done
be-
that on multiple occasions.
It's easier for that to be like, yeah, but it's like it requires some like media literacy from people, and then you are putting this thing out in the world that you're like, I hope it's received the way I intended it to be received.
It is
but it's art. It's not like a
I
prescriptive.
was just about to say, it is art. And sometimes you do have to show that extreme or show like, you know, I'm going to say something that I know is y'all are going to think is fucked up, but wait till I tie it all together.
Exactly.
Because it's the whole piece.
Yes. And I think it's much easier to decontextualize art than music, but I think, comedy than music, but I think what they both have in common is they're riding that line between art and entertainment, which makes it slightly different than pure art.
Like a painting in a
Like a
museum.
painting in a
It's like,
museum.
it's not academic.
Yeah.
It's like fun and like then there's also like sometimes you're like expressing an emotion and you want to express it.
Alex, is this a good conversation? I just realized I'm like looking back at the sign here and I'm like, is this entertaining?
You're like, where's the sex?
No, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, just I was gonna say that like the song about killing your ex.
Oh, yeah. SZA. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like, that's like, I mean, I don't know her personally, but I'm assuming it's expressing an emotion of a thing you actually don't want to do.
Yes.
I'm
But
pretty
we say it
sure
all
we
the
can
time.
confirm that
Yep.
SZA doesn't actually plan to
Yep.
kill her ex. Otherwise, what a dumbass song
Right?
to put out there.
You know?
At least, like, come on, put the song out a couple years later.
But we've
at
all
least
felt that
after
way,
this-
like, I'm going to fucking
Yes.
kill you.
Yes.
Yeah. But you don't write the song and then go, but also I'm just kidding. Like, you don't bake it into the lyrics.
No.
You're like, I'm just going to tell you the thing I'm
Yep.
feeling, even though it's like fucked up. Yeah.
And that's also the difference between like if she would have said like she said I might kill mine. It's not like I'm on my way to kill my ex. That would be
Yeah.
That would be kind of fucked up. But just
Or she was like on January 12th at 4:49 p.m.
Yeah.
Right.
we're starting to
she's
get creepy.
contextualizing. She's almost using the past tense as a tool to show the
Yes,
audience, like, this is a
exactly.
fictional piece of work because I haven't killed.
Exactly.
That's that we have ways of doing that too, of like walking things back and you know, like, oh, you know, like don't pull back, like just hypothetically, you know,
Yeah.
we have those tools in comedy too. That's so interesting.
It's interesting though, because comedy, you are putting out a finished piece at the end with like a special, but most of it in real time, you can see how they respond and change the words and like,
Yes.
But songwriting, it's like
out there.
You're kind of, I mean, I guess you can ad lib, but you're not like changing it in the moment, right?
And
like you
not
made this
be,
product and it has
based
to
off
stand.
of the thing.
That
Yeah.
must be
that's
so crazy to
that
put
gives me
out
anxiety
a song.
to think about.
Yep, because you're never gonna be able to change it again. It's
How
gonna
do
be
like
out.
you guys? Sorry, we're really in the music of this all,
I
but like,
love it.
how do you guys? I've always thought about this with comedy. We are in small rooms, sometimes no phones allowed, working on our new material, knowing that maybe someone's taping this, but like probably not at a high quality enough level that this could like go anywhere, you know. And you know, sometimes we bomb. How do you guys really know that like a song is a hit?
We don't until it becomes one. I think that there's so many amazing songs that should be hits, but there's so many things that have to align for a hit to happen. You know, it's right timing and on the right song, on the right artist and the right, you know, team and, you know, the right reflections of society. There's so many things that have to go just right for a number one song to happen, which is a hit, quote unquote. But don't get it confused. There's so many hits just laying on people's hard drive. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
that's so crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's like, I mean, I guess there's plenty of jokes that probably only a certain audience would get. Like, and if you didn't think about the broad jokes that you do that just everybody gets versus like the niche kind of things. Like eventually, even before, like you would have thought you were mentioning Chapel. Like so, I feel like the music that they do like is very interesting because we actually have a lot of queer music. Remember we were talking about that? How now we actually have an excuse to talk more about, I think, queer stories. I think that we have an excuse because it's a reflection of society. So it allows an artist like Chaperone to exist for so many eyes. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's only because of our society.
Yeah.
Interesting. And to not be niche or not be underground, but to be like a
niche,
mainstream.
To be a mainstream thing. I took the long way around to get to that point, but you
No,
got
I didn't mean to put words in your mouth. I was just like, that makes so much sense
Exactly.
because I was thinking that I saw clips of her like talking like on stage being like, hey, I'm struggling with how fast my career has grown.
I know,
I was
I'm
like,
kind of worried about her.
to be the face of like something that's so important to so many people too, on top of just how scary
the
fame
pressure
is like crazy because it's like, it is a new thing to be a mainstream queer artist is pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
I think also like what you're saying about society, not only has society moved on queerness, but I think like the song that's out right now talking about a straight woman who like remained in the closet, the idea that like, I think what's really interesting about where we are in society is I think society is, I think there are straight people listening to this song and able to project something about their own life onto it. Because when we hear songs, it's not a literal projection, right? It's like you identify with parts of it, pieces of it that like come back to your own story, you know? And I think it's cool that maybe they're not queer and maybe they're not the best allies, but they're like just ally enough to be able to ignore the gender of the characters.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And I think
that's also a hit song. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it bridges a gap because it shows that there's a shared humanity that it's like,
Yes.
yeah, we had different experiences, but like my love feels the same as your love.
Yeah.
Like it is different,
This
but like
denial that someone had for you, even though that's about sexuality, I have felt this in my own life as a straight person. I think that's so beautiful.
Absolutely. I think that that's another really important part about songwriting is choosing subjects, choosing things like that everybody can know. Everybody's fallen in love. Everybody's been hurt with somebody. Now, all of the quirky things that you say and the ways that you say it is what makes it unique to you. But when you, like, that was a very, very good point of just being like, okay, but no, people can understand, even if I'm not singing it, even if it's a straight guy not singing to another, you know.
It's sort of like before with the genders of songs, like if it was a man singing about a woman, like I feel like when I was a kid, you would never pick that song for karaoke if it was the opposite of what you thought. And then we got to a point where, now these male artists are covering female artists' songs and they're not changing the gender. That's so interesting. Even though they're straight, like they're willing to do that. But that was a major shift. I don't know, you're a little younger than me, so I don't know if you saw that happening, but like I saw that happening. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, okay. And now we're in a place where, straight people are hearing queer songs and identifying with them. Like
Yes.
that is huge.
And I think kind of to our point earlier about like you can't rely on shorthand. You have to really articulate, like you learn about love in a way that's like, I don't have any pre-existing language to explain this, so I have to really be present in my emotions in a way that maybe like just straight people don't have to be. I wonder if there's also something too to like those songs that are like a man singing to a woman or a woman singing to a man. Like I'm thinking like really old stuff where I'm like, but you're singing to a projection of your idea of a woman. So maybe the reason it doesn't, no, I'm so for real.
No,
maybe the
you're
reason
right, you're right. I just love when you say stuff like this because
Yeah.
Maddie struggles with their gender a little
Yeah.
bit.
I don't struggle. I'm having a party.
No.
It's
Okay,
popping
come on.
around.
That's fair. That's fair. It depends on the day, I think. But I just love the idea of a woman is sort of what you are.
That's so funny.
Like you're not a woman.
That's so funny.
But there are some concepts of women
That's so
that are
funny.
lingering around you.
We're
for
circling
sure.
it references academically peer-reviewed papers of womanhood. It cites its sources, but it's without quoting directly.
Yes.
But the thing I was gonna say is like if in a misogynistic way talking to like a woman,
Yes.
not actually presently like saying something to the woman in front of you. So why would people resonate with it? Because you're not talking about an actual person-to-person connection. Whereas like Chaperone song, I'm like, you're talking about love. You're talking about a connection with a real person. So like it would transcend. People would be able to relate to it. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I think like the further we've come, the less reductive, like it's less reductive now who you're talking. We hope anyway. Maybe not in
Yeah.
country music, but like.
Yep. Even though I've been seeing some cool country queer artists.
Yes,
gosh.
I know. I'm trying to get Orville
I'm
Peck
like,
on the
what is
podcast.
going
Who's the girl? I don't know if she's queer, but the Louisiana, way down in the back. Do you know who I'm talking about? Oh, she's so good.
Listener, let me talk to you a little bit about my favorite meal kit and the #1 meal kit for clean eating, Green Chef. Here's what I love about Green Chef. It's super fast. They've got something for every single type of diet. Like I'm a vegetarian, Jen's pescatarian. But the best part is they have good, healthy, delicious options that are meal prep for me that arrive right at my door. I'm a busy girly. So being able to make something that takes me 25 minutes or less, incredible. And right now, you can take your clean routine further with 2 times the support. Green Chef's healthiest menu ever and access to thousands of top-rated gyms and fitness studios worldwide from ClassPass. For a limited time, new Green Chef subscribers will also receive 50 free credits to use at ClassPass. About a month's worth of membership. You gotta try it, listener. Green Chef has over 50 weekly menu and market options to satisfy every taste bud. Each box is packed with foods that you can feel good about, like whole fruits and vegetables, plus lean protein and whole grain options. And you got that ClassPass credit. Incredible. Go to greenchef.com/gayclass for 50% off your first box, plus 50 free credits with ClassPass. That's code GAYCLASS at greenchef.com/gayclass to get 50% off your first box, plus 50 free ClassPass credits. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Also, wow, your eyes are the same color as your shirt.
Thank you
Is
so
that-
much.
Do they change around?
A little bit.
Okay.
Well, they
They're
really do
sort of
match.
blue-green, so
Okay.
depending
So,
on...
depends on the fit.
Okay, I got a flirty vibe from you earlier, and I didn't say anything about it. Don't touch my arm.
Not
bitch.
again. Has this been
Do
happening?
not touch my fucking arm.
We were literally
It has-
just talking about this earlier because
were
I
you
was just
talking
like,
about?
we were just like
No, what were
talking
you
about
guys
how
saying?
sometimes I'll just be like flirting a little bit, and I'm like,
Oh,
am I
with
flirting?
anyone.
No, you're special.
With fucking anyone.
No, you're very
I
special.
really wanted that to be like, Ashley's cute.
Yeah,
Like, I thought
you
that
are
might
cute.
be.
You are
Shut the
cute.
fuck up.
Come on now. Come on.
Okay. Well, I'm in an open relationship.
I've been there. I've been there.
I have a rejection story that Jen specifically told me to talk about on the podcast, my girlfriend.
Okay.
Because she was like, you need to get ahead of how bad you did with this girl. Because remember earlier when we were talking about like controlling the story, I have to control the story. It's not that bad. But
Okay.
I got rejected. And I don't tell a lot of rejection stories on the podcast because they're embarrassing.
Yes.
Sorry, just the idea of searching someone's name on Instagram and going, I got rejected. I was like, I've been in that exact moment a million times in my life where you're like, this person doesn't like me. What was their handle again?
Well, okay. So I just thought it would be helpful for the listener to hear a story of rejection,
that
to know
the
that
gods can bleed.
Yes.
fuck you.
Come on now. Come on.
Just to know that they should put themselves out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not
'Cause
the
she can go
end of
down.
the world.
Yeah.
And it's not the longest story. So,
Well, clearly, because nothing happened.
you're going to need to do a lot more of those riffs to uplift this for the next 15 minutes, Maddie.
Okay.
But
God, if I have to.
you're on fire today, dude. You are
Absolutely.
killing it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, I went to, I think I can say the city because nothing happened. So I went to Texas. And
What?
where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
Where in Texas?
Dallas.
Okay,
Where were
cool.
you?
I wasn't in Dallas. I was in Austin.
Okay.
But there are a lot of cute girls in Texas.
yes, there are.
And as horrible as this sounds, I am currently keeping a map of the places that I've had sex.
Ooh.
So-
it's giving the L word.
That's new. Yes. So I have a map on the Discord. Alex, I think you can pull it up. We need to update
What?
some of the states, but we're doing an election style
It-
map, turning the states from red to blue, depending on whether or not I've been there.
And here's what it's not scary because it's autism. Do you know what I mean? It's like not Ted Bundy. It's giving more like,
Rain Man.
yes.
Boom,
That's what I'm saying.
boom. Come on, I
It's
get
not
you.
like-
I get you.
Autism boom boom.
it makes it
Yes.
like not problematic. You know what I mean?
It's not problematic because what is problem? Maddie, break this down for me.
I
Why
love
is
it.
it a problem?
About having a list of women?
I love
People
it,
have a
honestly.
list.
And I like that
Do
you
you have
have
a
a little
list?
map. I mean, I've definitely made a list in the past, and I was like, I got to stop this. We got to take this off of here.
That's
because
not helpful for
Yeah,
my
and I'm
point.
sorry. But if I did it more like a map thing, I think that would make me feel better.
It's do you have a list?
I don't have a list, but I do have
What the fuck? Jen has a
I
list.
have a little, I'm taking notes, but I don't have, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't keep
It's in the note app.
it's in my
It's in the note
Let's
app.
put it in the comments. Write in. Are you a person that keeps track of who you've hooked up with for the memes?
Yeah, sometimes.
What is descriptions?
You're like black hair, blue eyes. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, this one was Megan's Vegas birthday.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm, people do this, Maddie.
Yes,
it's not
yes,
just
yes,
me.
yes, yes.
I'm sorry, I was just messing
I
with
like
you.
the map concept though. I like that map concept is going off.
The funny
is
thing
fun.
about the two of us is we both roast each other pretty hard, but we both have guilt issues, so we apologize immediately. And that makes it worse for the listener at home because they think we've actually meant the thing that we said to each other.
Hilarious.
We gotta stop apologizing to each other.
Okay.
From now on,
We're going to be meaner.
we're meaner and we just go through with the riffs.
No
And we
apologies.
have the conflict back and forth. No apologies. We're in it. Okay, you piece of shit?
Okay, motherfucker.
Great. So I'm in Texas. I have not had sex in Texas.
Okay.
There are a lot of beautiful women in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few states in America that you have to fuck it.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Texas is one of them, in my opinion.
Come on. I'm excited to hear about this story. Now
Florida,
tell me
you gotta fuck in Miami.
Oh, you do. Yep. Yep.
New York City, LA.
Of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
If you want a crunchy, sort of tatted up tarot girl, you go to Portland.
Oh, come on.
I think I could do well in Portland.
You would murder in
Ooh.
Portland.
I think
You
that's
would
like my.
kill
I think
it
that's
in
like my. I think that's my
Portland.
place.
You would kill it in Portland for sure.
Kicking up the docks.
Exactly.
But I went to Texas. I was pretty excited. I liked, I had, my hotel was good. They gave me a great hotel near the venue. I was like, okay, great hotel. This is good. Like I'm going to try and make something happen. And I have a joke in my set where I say I'm in an open relationship and I go, haha, DM me after the show. Just kidding. But like,
But for real, though.
but only sort of. So I do that whole thing and it lets people know that they can DM me after the show if they want. And then I can be choosy. Right? right? Because I don't want it to be a weird situation. I want it to be like good and fun. And
Yeah, you don't want it to be weird. You want it to be more like a firing squad where you can yay, nay.
I'm here for that.
Thank you for submitting.
I'm here for that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm,
Well, because on Instagram you can get a sense of who they are.
Oh, on Instagram, I was thinking this was like in person. They're like lining up. or something.
No. Like you can look at a DM.
It's like, I'm going to unread this one. Boom. And then you move
Yeah.
on.
Exactly. So I hope I hope people don't hate me for this. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Okay, caveat to our apologizing rule is you also can't do that.
Yes. Thank
Because
you.
that's what I was apologizing to prevent. You're fine.
You're so right. You're so right.
Amazing.
I don't apologize.
Oh my God, this isn't the gay part of
Slide
us.
into-
This is the Jewish part of us.
This is the Jewish woman part of us.
Yeah.
This is the concept of woman that we both have. I say this, so when I get DMs, I sort of automatically, unless it's like, if the DM is like, oh, I loved your show, thanks for coming to Austin, then I'll be like, okay, that person's not flirting with me.
Boom, boom. You're just like, heart emoji.
Right,
bye.
exactly. That's very nice. I'm very happy to get that DM, but I don't think that's a sex DM.
Exactly.
But if I get like a jokey DM, I'm like, this might be a sex DM, So I was doing some crowd work at the end of the show, and I said, does anyone have anything going on right now? And this girl was like, I had to move because my house was, or I'm moving because my house is full of mold. And then I did some mold crowd work,
Okay.
some mold riffs, if you will.
That
They
sounds so hard to do.
The first thing I said, I don't remember the riffs that I did, but the first thing I said was, all right, you're going to make me do some mold jokes. I don't have anything off the cuff. I don't have like a mold joke at the top of the dome, but it ended up working out and I did 5 minutes on mold. I don't remember exactly what I said.
Let's go. Let's
But,
go. That's
yeah,
impressive.
It actually turned out pretty funny. Maybe I can get the clip and we can put it in at the end of the episode. But then she DM'd me after the show.
Okay.
And I could not see this woman because she was in
Wild
the back of the room.
confidence to
And
be like, my
also-
house is full of mold. Do you want to
Exactly.
fuck
I'm
me?
like, we can't go to your house. That's
No,
the show.
exactly. It's
Where we
definitely
gonna
come
fuck?
to the hotel.
Exactly.
I am not going because I asked her everything. I was like, oh, do you have a new mattress and all this stuff?
now.
Also so funny to be like, yeah, I was living in a house full of mold, but I can't sleep with you. I don't think you're good for me. I'm very protective of my space.
Got to protect your peace for sure. Gotta blanket up with that blanket of mold you got.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Your house is so full of mold that you just move?
Yeah, she moved.
Okay, we can.
That got real bad. That got real bad.
That's got to be like, unless you're renting.
I don't
I'm
know.
like, how is it so deep that you can't? Okay, sorry, this is not the point of the story.
Okay.
No, go on about the mold.
No, just the idea that it's so full of mold that you're like, I must flee.
Maybe.
I must flee the
That
premises.
is really funny. That's very funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unsalvageable.
It's unsalvageable.
Like
mold.
Chernobyl.
It's,
It's like Chernobyl.
Toxic. So she messages me, and I got, thank you for giving me a reason to laugh about mold in my house. Needed that joy over a wildly stressful situation. 10 out of 10.
That's very sweet.
Okay.
Very sweet.
Okay.
Now that I'm reading it back,
It's
maybe
like, is this a flirt thing? Is this
now that I'm not horny, you know what? You know when you're actively horny.
Oh, absolutely. Everything is like somebody's like, here's this croissant. You're like, you want to get married.
Yeah, and then I looked at her profile, and
Was
she
it given straight?
No one.
Oh yeah, I'm over here like, look, if you must be straight if you don't like me.
If you have mold, you're probably straight.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Very queer, and she like dances. She's this cool. She does these cool dancing videos. I love dancing. I'm a
Okay.
big. My first girlfriend when I was in 8th grade in high school, she was a dancer. So now I have like a thing
Memories.
for dance.
Oh.
It jogs that part of my memory. So
Yes.
I wrote back apropos of that. I just want to say, yes, in retrospect, this does seem to be a pretty neutral.
That's so funny.
Okay, here we
love
go.
this.
Oh my God.
I wrote back, sad to have learned I missed a DM from the cute mold girl.
Okay.
And then good luck with your mold.
Okay.
Well, had you already left the city?
No, I'm trying to see what time they're at.
Because
I showed this to Jen.
I want to shit on you, but I think maybe she thought you left the city and she was like, damn, sorry I missed it.
I guess good luck with your mold actually Fuck, did I reject myself?
See? You're like, good luck, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Like, you shut it down already. It wasn't even just like,
You're
so did
right.
you get it sorted?
Oh my
Like,
God.
Sorry I missed you. Good luck. God, everyone hates me.
Yeah. Well, I told Jen, I don't know if Jen saw the messages, but I was like, yeah, I DM'd this girl and she left me on red. But she did leave me on red.
Yeah, that was,
But what do you
that was
say to
really
that?
okay. But yeah, like,
And now I've outed myself
Because
as hitting
maybe-
on her on this podcast. It's too late
But-
for me to
but
retract. We're too
look,
deep. We have a time constraint.
maybe she literally just thought like because you took a minute to respond like, oh, or I don't want to be that person that's all over somebody that, you know, do the thing. I don't want to be seeming like that
Did
type
I
of girl.
accidentally reject her and made her sad?
You rejected yourself. I think that you could have got that one probably.
I think
you
you
could have been
consulted
out
on a
here.
mold problem. I think like
Yeah, I just,
that's so funny.
Maybe you could still have a shot.
if you're listening, Mold Girl,
Yes.
my intention was to hook up with you and not to say, good luck with your mold, get out of my DMs. I am so sorry.
See?
I really fucked this up. You know, I don't know if you've been in an open relationship.
Yes, I have been.
Okay, here's something that I find with it. It makes your game sort of worse and better at the same time. Better because you
agree.
give no fucks. You just put yourself out there. The rejection isn't as
Like,
bad.
I got somebody I got, you know,
Exactly.
you'll be okay.
But worse because you do shit like this because you're not really you're not going to the friends.
Your eggs aren't in the basket.
You just kind of throw shit out there.
yeah.
I pre-rejected Mold Girl.
That's so funny.
Wow. See, this is one of those specific moments we need a song about. It's gotta be like, mold, mold, mold. You took my soul, soul, soul. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do something like
Wow, your voice is incredible.
that's crazy.
I'm over here doing a little fake voice right now. That's not
But I could hear from the way that you talk, like, you know what I mean?
It's
When
so
people just have a quality, you
strange
kind of
to
have it
me.
too.
Yeah, even your like speaking voice, I'm like, oh my gosh, you could like voice a cartoon character. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like you
yes.
just have such a like
Hilarious.
captivating
yeah, it's a
speaking
very
voice.
unique and
wow.
yeah, and
That's
it's
so
fun to listen
people
to.
have literally come up to me and like, do you sing? You sound like a singer. I'm like, what does that sound like? Or
Yeah,
what
well,
does
it
my
sounds
voice
like that.
sound like? And I'm like, oh.
Maddie's pretty good. No, I'm like trying to get I'm trying to get her to write you your version
Come
of thank you
on.
next.
Look,
That's
all you
pretty
gotta do is
funny.
lay the stories on me. And if I literally say this, I'm like, if I've met you, I've probably written a song
I
about
would
you.
love. Wait, okay, this is a crazy idea that
Come
you don't
on.
have to say yes to. But a lot of times we have a collection of over 250 times 3. There's almost 1,000 gay sex stories that have been told on this podcast.
Wow.
When you think about it, we have 1,000 gay sex stories, and I thought, oh, I should write a book. I should, do a memoir type deal with some of these funnier stories. But now I'm wondering if we could do some kind of comedy album.
Look, that would be fire. You know they have that little thing for the Grammys. You could do a little comedy album for sure.
Whoa.
That'd be really cool.
What?
Yeah,
Are we
Bo
talking
Burnham
business?
on the line,
But
dude.
I can't sing is the
It's
issue.
okay. Look, you can get other people to sing it.
I
know
wonder
what I'm
if we
saying?
could get you and
Look,
Justin Tranter,
different people that
and,
you
like,
got.
some
Let's do a
queer-
comedy
some
album.
queer
I would
people
love
to
that.
That's
sing.
fun.
Like, and I would want to do it different. Like, I'd want the songs. Sometimes with comedy albums, the songs aren't actually that good.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want them to be
But
good.
you know what's also so embarrassing? Okay, because sometimes comedy songs are really good, and then I'm listening to them like on the train, and my biggest fear is someone's gonna be like, "Hey, what are you listening to?" And I'm gonna be like, "The Inside soundtrack by Bo Burnham." Like it's gonna be like just like a fully comedy parody song.
Total eclipse of the fart.
That is hilarious.
Well, that's my gay sex from this week.
That was
Thank
a fun
you.
one.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
Tayla, did you have gay sex this week?
I didn't have gay sex this week, unfortunately.
That's
but
okay.
I'll try again next week. But let's see.
If anything comes to mind, otherwise I'll just ask you some starter questions.
Ask me some starter questions. Maybe
Are
some things
you
will pop up.
in a you said you were engaged.
I was engaged and then unengaged, and then that was a crazy time. Actually, here in New York City is where I everything went down.
So what if you don't mind my asking,
Yeah.
what prompted an engagement? That's so embarrassing to break off.
Yo.
We don't.
Honestly.
I don't want to say that because I don't want anyone to feel shamed into their wedding.
But it is,
But I know if it were me, I'd be like, motherfucker. Like I have,
what have I
have
done?
invitations to
Yeah.
undo and like a
We
ring.
didn't get that
and-
far to the invitations, which was like, whew, thank goodness. But I think that was also another huge reason why it's like maybe I wasn't as ready as I thought I was because I was just like,
Oh, wow.
yeah. But also, yeah, I didn't even expect that to happen that night. I thought we were just gonna have some good gay sex and call it a day. But then we ended up getting into one little argument, and it was like, oh, I guess I'm.
How
not
long after
single.
you were engaged did that argument happen?
Probably like 6 months later.
Did you have like photos up on Instagram and shit like
Oh yeah,
that?
we have photos, and I'm very particular about that. I actually am so private about like my personal
Sure.
life. But then I'm just like, oh, okay, we're out there. And then she was kind of like that whole thing of like, why don't you put me out there? And then I was like, I mean, I love you.
Bro,
Exactly. I'm
I
like,
don't
love
like
you.
that.
Exactly. But then it's also like I've been in this place where I'm like, okay, now this time in my relationships, like because usually I'll just be like, you on some crazy shit, bye. Like, but then I'm like, okay,
You're
now
locked in.
well, now I'm just like, okay, how does this person feel about this? What is their way of showing? Like, if I just write, I love you so much in a song, but I never tell them, then
No, a song. Okay, we'll never tell them is one thing, but a song compared to Instagram, I would so much rather have a song.
that's what
that
I
is
feel.
weird to me when someone's like has a very, very supportive, loving partner and they're like, but it's not public. It's like, isn't love a sweet, private, intimate, personal thing?
I'm the Instagram thing. Change my mind if you think I'm wrong, but Instagram doesn't feel like the same as other forms of love language and appreciation.
No.
It just doesn't. It just feels
I
so
don't.
transactional.
The only, yeah.
I think it really depends on like that what that person's been through. Like maybe it's way more value to somebody who's felt like they've been hidden before, or maybe
Yes.
they've been
Yeah.
cheated on,
or like the
before,
relationship
or-
was closeted and they come out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that they're like it just depends on that person's experience. To me, I'm like I don't really care whether you post me or not,
Yeah.
And also I like to have something that's for me and that's something that's on. But I also get the other's perspective only when I dated people who are like, well, in the past I've been hidden or something like that, and I'm like,
it's a
fine.
difference between like someone who makes you feel hidden versus
Absolutely.
actively seeking validation from strangers who don't matter.
Yeah.
There's like a super big difference between
that's
those two
facts.
things.
That's definitely facts.
What was the? Am I allowed to ask what the argument was about?
I don't even remember now, which is ridiculous. But I would do like immature stuff like, well, bye. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm just playing. But she was like, no, bye. Goodbye.
Oh,
damn.
And I was like, God damn. I done played too close with the fire. I did too much. But honestly, I did the perfect amount clearly because we just weren't meant to be. Like
Yeah.
we just weren't meant to be. We would have continued to have probably that same argument for another lifetime.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is when it comes to that one. And I literally was just like, it was the longest drive back to Long Island. And I was like, man, time to turn on some Celine Dion. Like,
Do you stay friends with your exes?
Unfortunately, for my current partner, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's very gay. It's giving very gay because I have this song called Emotional Support Ex. And
That's so funny.
I think that
That's
everybody
so
has one.
funny.
I
Yeah,
think
everyone has one through their lifetime for sure.
Yes, and I literally on my 30th birthday, I had numerous exes in one room. One of them that I was in an open relationship with, one of them that I was engaged to, and then just somebody. Yeah, it was a lot. But during that time, the one I was in an open relationship with was just tripping a little bit and kind of trying to talk to another little option that I had. And I was just like, wait a minute, what's
Wait,
going on?
an active option that you had or an
Yes,
ex?
I was just like, yes. And somebody who I was like,
Whoa.
oh, I'm into it, but maybe I'm not into it. It was just like, yeah, I don't know what my thing was. But
At your birthday party?
at my birthday party, I was
Jesus.
like, girl, you playing too much. And I literally start off that song by being like, you ruined my fucking birthday.
Oh my God. A ruined birthday is also the topic of so many classic songs.
Yo, and we were literally, I was going through all of this, And it was like a shroom party. Like I was doing like little like psilocybin tea. Like when so I'm just like I'm on fucking shrooms right now, and I'm seeing this going down, and I'm just like,
And then you're like, is this real or is
Being
this
on
a
shrooms,
hallucination?
surrounded by all of your exes, is like literally my worst nightmare.
it sounds like a
I
nightmare.
can't think of a less safe place to have a trip. Because I'm
thought that it
thinking
was a
about
safe
trying
place.
shrooms for the first time, and I think that's the opposite of what I'm trying to
Yeah.
achieve.
It literally, yeah.
I just want like to
That's
be
so
with
funny.
Jen in a ball pit,
Yes.
you know, with nobody else.
Yes, it was so chill until that person was tripping. But then after that, I literally was just like, you know what? I know who will make this feel much better. Let me call my emotional support ex. And then like, you know, it was my ex-fiance, and she was like, you realize how messed up this is, right? That I didn't even want you to be in this little relationship, this whatever, you know, you call it. Now you're crying on my shoulder about it, but I'm gonna be there for you, and that'll be what it is. And then I got over it, and I was still mad at that person for a bit, but then
Sure,
you
I
know.
mean, I don't blame you at all for being
Exactly,
mad.
but then I'm not a grudge holder. I'm very much like, okay, fine, I'm over
What's
it.
your
We
sign
over
that
it.
people are going to want to know?
I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your
We
sign?
don't know. I'm a Scorpio. Stop
Okay,
it. Don't
what's this-
flip your hair and ask me what my fucking sign is.
I'm gonna be like, what's
I
your
know you're already
sign?
flirting with everybody.
No, just you.
Shut up. I don't trust you.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
I love Libras. I
Yeah?
love Libras.
Fuck
yes.
you.
Yes, I love it. Come on.
Not just you, bitch.
But yeah, that was definitely a crazy time. And yes, I'm friends with my exes. I'm a fan of it, but I don't know. Maybe I need to start drawing some boundaries.
I love that though.
No,
I think if it works
I
with
think
people,
it is
like,
actually a nice thing about the queer community.
and I'm like, and I've had that with men where I'm like, well, I was in love with you. So the idea
Yeah.
of never talking to you again makes me horribly sad. You're like one of my favorite
Yeah.
people. It's hard for a time, but then I'm like, eventually I would love for all of my exes to be in my life.
Yeah.
Like I care about them immensely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Although I used to think I was friends with my exes, and now if I really count, I'm really only friends with one.
Oh.
I thought that was something that I did or like wanted to do, but the only one that, maybe because it's been so long, but there's only one that remains sort of in my life actively. I would call her my emotional support ex because she's really my friend. I sometimes forget that we dated because we
See?
dated in college.
But that's a real like friendship. I think that when you can really look back and be like, this person will be there for me no matter what. And I think that even just that alone is rare. You know, that alone is like, okay. Most people, it's like, yeah, you're having fun, you're fucking somebody or whatever. But when it's just like the layer of just like genuine friendship, that's always kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't all for nothing. You do
And
care
they
about
know
me.
you in a specific way that I think because they've been so mean to you before,
Yeah.
they have no problem being like, this is that thing you do.
You're so right. And I love
That's
asking
so
my
funny.
exes about it. I'm like, so tell me what was my toxic shit. Like, tell me
Right.
about myself. Like, I love having a good little conversation about them.
And it's like, you're not hearing it from the first time from them, so you're able to receive it a little better.
Yeah.
If you had fights with that person, if you had real difficult conversations with that person, it's not as hard to hear, yeah, you are a little clingy, or yeah, you do have trouble apologizing, or yeah, like, you know,
That's
like,
interesting.
yeah.
It turns into like one of those things like, you bitch to bitch, you know, and it's just like, it's just a different type of thing. It's just like, now you're having a little key, you know?
Yeah. Well, I love that. Do you mind if we go to, because we want to stay on your schedule, so do you mind if we go to Maddie?
Yeah.
Should I keep it short? How much time do we have?
Maddie, did you have gay sex this week?
I did not have gay sex this week.
Just FYI, I did not have sex with that girl, and I told her that you were coming in the fall.
Oh.
There's a girl that likes both of us.
Oh, I thought this was the mole girl. Okay.
No, this is a different girl.
No, different girl.
That, yeah, you guys didn't end up hooking up. Yeah,
I love it.
Maybe I'll hit her
I
up.
told
don't
her,
know.
I was like, are you still interested in Maddie? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, Maddie's coming in the fall. And she's like, well, if I'm single.
Come on.
That's wild. All right, so
I kind of want to be there. Weirdly, I want to.
Absolutely not. What does that even mean?
Hold on. Since I facilitated it in every way, I think I should get to watch.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Yeah. What? What? No. What? You would fly?
Can I? Yeah, I actually would.
And you know, here's what's upsetting about this is I don't even think it would be sexual for you. You don't
No.
mean like watch
You're
it in
just
like a
go girl.
You want me to be jerking off? No, I'm there.
I would prefer that.
No.
Moral support.
I
yeah,
mean,
moral support is like, what? Like I'm tying my shoes for the first time?
do you want me to? That's what I call it.
Like I'm tying my shoes with my tongue for the first time?
Listen, do you want me to?
Thank you. That's pretty
Don't
good.
you think if I jerked off to it, that would affect our working relationship?
That's so much better than just watch. Watching is so watching
You're
and
like,
not
the
jerking off
watching
is so
affects
creepy.
it more. The watching and not doing nothing affects it more. You feel
Yeah, I mean it's insane. It's insane.
All right.
okay?
I'm failing to riff at it because it's so upsetting to me on like a visceral level. You know what I
I wouldn't. Can I just like watch? Can I just like see it start to happen and be like, you guys have fun, and then go, you two have a good time,
mean? It's okay.
and I'll do it just
You
like
seen
that,
Mean
in sort of
Girls?
that low dad
Hilarious.
voice.
You seen Mean Girls?
Oh, I'm like Regina
mom?
George's mom.
yeah.
Hell yeah, I am. Yes, I'm a proud
Oh my god, the
parent.
idea of you with huge fake tits is so funny.
I
to
will
me.
put them on if you let me. If you let me just.
Now I'm reconsidering because that would be
Now
so
I
funny.
I want to kind of break open a bottle of champagne on your body like you're a ship going out to sail for the first time.
That's so funny.
The SS Maddie is
Come
Oh
on,
my god, that's so
about
funny.
to sail down under, and I
come on.
do that.
Is she gonna care that we talked about this? Is this weird?
She doesn't listen to this.
And also, we haven't said who it is.
No, we haven't
she's
said
just
who it is.
sweet, and you know what I mean. If it happens, it happens. She's really cute, but
Ooh, I'm so
She's
excited
more
to
than cute.
hear.
She's beautiful.
I'm gonna need to see a picture later.
but the point being, I did not have gay sex this week, but I did. I mentioned this offhandedly to you, and you're like, "This might be the gay sex story." It's not sex. It is gay, and that okay. So I have these two pet rabbits, and they're gay,
Okay,
and this is like fully verified. So basically, long story
You
short, of how
have
they
to
met.
just accept whatever Maddie says, and then we find a way to make it about gay sex or gender at the end of the
I
story.
love it. Okay,
So, because rabbits usually are a male female pair,
Okay.
and I was like, I got them separately, and then you have to introduce them to each other. I was first rabbit, and
they're
then I
both
took them-
girls.
both boys.
Okay.
And I brought him to a rabbit speed dating event, which is how you find their little bunny partner. So I brought him to like this place in Manhattan, like this bunny rescue was like you go around and you meet all the other rabbits and you see if they like get along and are a good fit. And he fought all the girls and then the boy, they cuddled up immediately. And they were like,
So
this
gay
doesn't usually
rabbits.
happen,
Yeah.
but they're gay.
Absolutely.
So that's the backstory. That's how this is gay.
Wow.
But so Wilbur, their names are Wilbur and Yoshi.
okay.
A year ago, Ashley was there with me. God bless. Wilbur
No
had to
problem.
get surgery on his liver.
I was thinking about that earlier today. How I went to the exotic pet hospital
and
with
we saw,
you.
and he had a little IV in his arm. And poor baby, he was like sedated. You're not gonna fucking believe this. Yoshi, the other rabbit, maybe a month ago, he's not eating. He's sitting like he's in pain. I was like, what's
You're
wrong?
having a second liver emergency.
He had a second liver surgery.
He had a sympathetic liver twist.
So they both now have scars, the same scar from the same liver surgery. And I'm
Soulmates.
like, they're like two old queens that like survived the AIDS era. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, did they
They're
give
like,
me?
we just want to ride out the rest of our
Bro.
days peacefully eating lettuce.
Come on.
You
We
gotta
did
put
it.
your rabbits on prep. What the fuck is
Yeah,
going
something's
on?
got to happen. What's going on?
They're like, if I should die from my liver surgery, dump my body on the steps of the exotic animal and let them know it's there.
Spread the ashes at P-Town.
No, but the hospital's
Yeah.
fucking amazing. We got his surgery. And now he's at home recovering and he's all
So wait.
good.
Okay,
Was he
Yoshi.
very sick for very long, or did you have because you had more experience?
I like knew something was up because he's usually like super, super energetic. And I tried to
Yeah.
feed him. He wasn't eating. I could like tell he was in pain. And I was like, something's wrong. And when I took him in, they did the test and they were like, it's that.
Yeah.
And then
what
so
was it
get
exactly?
this.
Was it twisted liver?
Yeah, so a portion of their liver can like twist on itself.
Is this common?
In lop rabbits with the floppy ears, not like crazy common, but they weren't like, we've never seen this, but like it's a thing for sure, yeah.
Okay.
this is the part. This might be even gayer than Two
Can
Boy
I just
Rabbits.
say rabbitinfo.finance is our dedicated website for Maddie and Maddie's rabbits.
Okay.
Please go to rabbitinfo.finance. It in no way helps us make money.
But it could save
does
your
not
rabbit's life.
boost it could save your rabbit's life.
Yeah.
You know, I guess. I don't think so.
No, it's just pictures of my rabbits
just
that
pictures
Ashley
of-
made, and it
and-
plays My Chemical Romance in the background. It's kind of fucking awesome.
Okay, well, do not go there if your rabbit is, having some issues, maybe, because it's not going to save it.
No, it's not helpful at all.
No,
Okay.
there's no
got it.
info. There's no finance. It's only rabbits.
It's just Maddie's rabbit website, and we keep a counter on it.
But you're not going to fucking believe what happened next. This is like a love story for the ages. So Yoshi I told the story on the Phone is in the Bag Patreon if you're one of the 40 people on that. So Yoshi is in the hospital recovering from his liver surgery. This is like a month ago. I'm home, or I'm on the road. I come home. Wilbur's been alone in my room. My roommate's been Kenyon's been feeding him. And then I get home and he stops eating. And I was like, what's going on? He's now not eating. I tried to nurse him back to health for 3 days, feeding him through a syringe, which by the way, then my AC broke. And so I'm sleeping on the floor of Kenyon's room trying to save this rabbit. Then he's still not eating. And I'm like, dude, there's a moment where he's going limp in my arms and I'm holding him. Wilbur. And I'm like, I can just, when you can just tell, I was like, oh, he's going to die if I don't take him to the vet right now. I could just see in his eyes that I was like, he's not with it. I bring him to the vet and they were like, yeah, they can get so distraught that their partner is gone that they stop eating.
Yeah.
So it was literally like
Sad.
Romeo and Juliet, where Yoshi was like, I'm better. And Wilbur was like, I can't fare without you. And so I had two rabbits in the hospital separately. Now they're back home together.
Thank God
doing
you had
well.
that fucking insurance.
So, okay.
I don't for
because-
Yoshi.
Oh.
Maddie!
So come see a show on the road because we could really use
Okay,
it.
I'm going to dedicate some money. Patreon.com/WHGS.
You did
Yes.
not have to do
No,
that.
I'm going to.
It is
Yes.
that's
Please
so sweet. But you don't do
fund
that.
some of Maddie's gay rabbit hospital. I'm going
Yes.
to kill myself.
I know,
Yeah.
but here's the thing: is I was like, I was
This
faced with
is
the
what
decision.
my podcast has come to.
I love it.
Do you understand? This
Well, I
was
almost
one of
put him
the
down.
first.
And I was
You
like, I
almost
can't
put him-
afford him. It's a lot of money. But then I was like, I'm not gonna let this motherfucker
Gotta
die.
watch them livers. You
I'm
like,
on a
after all of
payment
this?
plan.
This was the first
on a payment
mainstream
plan.
gay podcast. We hit number 11 on the comedy charts in all of America. We were on the top comedy podcast
better
charts.
go.
We have made serious strides for the queer
Yes,
community. And
absolutely.
then I have this piece of shit
Don't say
coming
sorry.
in being like, I didn't have gay sex, but please fund my rabbit hospital
I
bills.
didn't ask for funds. I just said, come see me on the road. And that's where the money will go.
Yes, yes. To the rabbits.
Is everything okay?
Everything is okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, this was an episode.
This was an episode.
This was so fun.
I loved it.
I hope you had a good time.
I loved it. I had a great time.
Please once again tell everybody everything about you, the album, where they can listen, your socials,
Yes.
tour stuff. Tell everybody.
Boom, boom. Make sure that you follow me at Tayla Parx at TaylaParx. And my album is out right now and it's called Many Moons, Many Suns. And you can stream it wherever you listen to music.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Maddie. You want to do your thing?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Maddie T. WIENER. Give me a follow there. Sign up for my mailing list to see when I'm touring your city and to tell me where to tour. And I also might make stickers that say Wilbur and Yoshi undefeated, and that money might go to the surgery. So look out for the new rabbit stickers.
Yeah,
And I found out there's a few old stickers I still need to ship out, so I'm getting those soon.
And then I'm at the Fringe, so come see my show and get on my text alert. And guys, please donate. Every dollar helps. Wilbur and Yoshi, and we couldn't do this podcast without you guys. And there are bonus episodes every week on there. This was incredible.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I
Like,
love
seriously.
so much. Thank you
would
guys
you
for
ever come
having
back?
me. I absolutely would. Come
Okay.
on. When you get back in town, I'll be over.
Thanks for listening, guys. Didn't you just love her? There's just something so fun, and you want to snuggle her. Maybe that might just be me. Tayla Parx, Many Moons, Many Suns. Patreon.com/WHGS for that sick bonus content, up to 4 episodes a month on there. We cannot, let me restate this, no exaggeration, this podcast doesn't exist without the Patreon. So maybe for a couple months, give $1. You got $6 to spare. Go sign up, cancel after 6 months. You get so many perks. And then also go see Maddie and Kylie on the road. Everyone that we support, support some queer artists. And gay thought, we kind of talked about it on the podcast today, but growing up, I'm a millennial. I always liked to sing songs that men sang because they, you know, it reminded me of singing to a woman or singing about a woman, and that mattered to me. But then I also felt self-conscious kind of admitting to that or singing, you know, boy songs or whatever, and, you know, for karaoke or in front of other people at a talent show, stuff like that. Does that resonate with you? Are there characters or songs, people that you projected onto that you didn't feel like you could tell people that because it would inherently admit that you were gay? Does this question make sense, Alex?
I don't know. Sorry, I had some.
You know what? It probably does make sense, and it just doesn't resonate with Alex because he's straight. All right, thank you, you guys. Have a good week.